just gonna be really blunt right now. This drama is so stupid, man. It is just so stupid. It just goes to show that there is too many people in this world right now that just don't truly have much going on to be upset with an author choosing a name called Latina for their main female character. Now, there is more to the story than just that, but obviously, it's just... this drama is so stupid, man, because it's like, people are automatically upset with this because of the name decision, but also finding out that the author chose, you know, the name thanks to the usage of AI, and I'm going to get into all these points in a second, but this drama has just been all over my feed for the past few days now, ever since this post is made, you know, on the 15th of August, and it's just, it is completely spiraled out of control. There's just so many people either slandering the author, people defending the author, people down the middle. There's just so much going on, and I'm just like, bro, it's not that serious. It's literally a manga. Like, I'll read this description right here, okay? I'll read it before I go any further. A new Latina rom-com. The dark brown Latina girl is aiming for my body. That is the name of the title. The light novel by Kiraku Kishima and Oryu. Youth rom-com about an ordinary high school boy, well, maybe with a higher sex drive than usual, is helping out a foreign Latina girl in trouble. Grateful, this super cheerful girl suddenly wants to marry him and have his children. And so, basically, this is the Japanese title. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I'll butcher it. But that was what came out on August 15th. And since then, there has been so many people that has either, quote, retweeted this, talked about this with taking screenshots, whatever, saying it's racist, saying it's sexist, all sorts of different type of stuff. You know how it goes. This is Twitter, this is social media, this is online. There's a lot of terminally online people. But the point of the matter is that once this all happened, once, you know, things started to bubble a little bit to the surface, the author of the story chimed in and made a statement, basically saying that, you know, I'll pull it up and I'll, like, translate here. They say, I am the author. The heroine is an indigenous Amazonian woman whose second language is Portuguese. For Latina, we asked the AI, what are some typical South American female names? And chose one from the list of suggestions. I never thought it would be a word that describes Latina women in general. And then they go on to describe this. If you back up, they basically say the exact same thing, but in English. And they clarify that they're using a translation program to communicate to everybody right now, because obviously English isn't their first language. And so, obviously, thanks to this statement from the author themselves, apparently, it has got the series even more attention, and negative and positive attention at that, in the last 24 or so hours. So let's get into this whole controversy and why I think it's dumb, but also why people are upset to begin with. So I'm going to talk about both sides, okay? I'm not saying I agree with, like, whatever side at the moment. I'm just going to talk about both sides and see what both sides are coming from, okay? So I'm going to play, like, the middleman at the moment. So basically, the reason why people are upset is because the author decided to use a name generator using an AI to name his main female character Latina. And basically, when they were doing this AI generation, they decided to look up Latina women names, female names. That's what they searched for. And the first thing they picked out of the list was literally just Latina. Now, regardless of how ironic and somewhat hilarious that is to a degree to me, I could see why somebody will be like, huh, so he didn't put a lot of research into it, you know, he instantly chose a name and all that, he was too lazy to maybe learn about the culture. This is what some will say. I'm not saying I agree with this, I'm just saying what one side is saying. One side will say maybe he didn't put a lot of research into something, maybe he didn't look into something. It's like, if we're seeing this from the author that's using AI to be able to just get the name of a character, how far will they go using AI to potentially write their story? That's the type of discussion the side that doesn't like this situation is going for, saying that, you know, this author and what they're potentially writing is AI light novel slop, and nothing necessarily good or innovating or great, etc. That is what the one side is saying. Now, on the other side, people are saying that, and I've seen this a lot from, like, you know, Latin Americans, actually, and people in South America and everything, talking about, you know, how they're fine with this. And I'm not saying that, you know, they're the voice of everybody a part of South America or whatever, but I have definitely seen a lot of people from South America actually happy with this title, actually happy with this being written, even if it is using using AI to a degree because they like to see, series about their country, like to see somewhat of their culture represented. And so I have seen this discussion where a lot of people from South America is legitimately happy. So I've seen both sides here, and I see where both sides are coming from to a different degree, but one of the big things I do want to talk about, and I want to make sure it is out there before I go any further, is that a lot of people coming into this in a negative light are looking at this because the offer's using AI, and I think that is a big thing to talk about. Obviously, AI is a big discussion in this day and age. You have AI taking people's jobs away, either voice acting jobs, translator jobs, artist jobs, all sorts of things. And, I'm not gonna get too deep into this subject, but the point of the matter is that there is a lot of negativity, a lot of negative vibes around AI. Any form of AI is instantly chastised and basically wrote up as evil. That is what the community online pretty much almost 100% says. Now, there is obviously some that disagrees with that, but you get my point. AI does have a lot of negativity around it. So when you hear an offer is using AI to be able to help with their series, especially naming their main female character, instantly people are like, this is going to be trash because it's using AI. There's nothing to write home, nothing going to be good, etc., nothing redeeming about it because the offer is using AI. That is the negativity people are going into this discussion first off. They're not looking too deep into it. That's just the only thing that they're looking at when they read this offer's comments, and that's all they get from it. And I want to throw out something here to make sure we put this point across. AI, regardless if you're against it, you don't like it, whatever, AI is the future, okay? I've said this already in many other videos. You can try to fight back against it, whatever. Companies are going to utilize AI. Companies are going to bring AI into their workspace. They're going to use AI to be able to cut costs, save money, etc. But on top of that, AI is a tool that will be used to assist creators. Love or disagree with that, it doesn't matter. It will be used. You'll have either, maybe a business meeting, and they're figuring out titles for their game, or whatever, okay, or product, and so they run a potential titles or thought experiment within an AI generator, and the AI will come back with a bunch of different names or something for the product that they want to produce, maybe for a game or whatever. And so AI is definitely going to be used like that. And so the offer using AI to generate names is nothing necessarily that is unreal or unrealistic. It's going to happen. A lot of companies probably do this. A lot of companies probably do this that we're completely unaware of that do this. I want to bet you a lot of mainstream gaming companies and everything probably do use AI to potentially choose names or something or themes for their products. They use AI for that. I'm willing to bet you that there is probably a lot of companies out there that do that. Now, to make this very clear, I'm not saying I agree with this, direction, technology is taking, and I'm not saying I disagree with it either. I'm just saying that it is going to be used. And the offer doing this is just more or less what culture and society is heading towards. And, getting name suggestions for whatever your characters are or themes of your story is not necessarily something that's too bad to think about, because it's like, if they can figure out maybe, okay, I want this character to go to a cave or whatever, the AI can write it up, and then the author can look at it and then proofread it and then edit it into more of a cohesive narrative for the story, something like that. Now, obviously, this is way off topic from just the name decision, etc. What I'm getting at is the usage of AI and how it could speed up the progress of, adapting and writing stuff. So, yeah, that is the main general gist of the conversation. A lot of people coming into this, manga, looking at this for the first time, are like, this is coming from, people that automatically have hatred and negativity towards AI. So hearing that the offer is apparently using AI, they're instantly going to hate it, regardless if it's one of the best series to ever come out in the next 1,000 years, so to speak. I know that's definitely not going to happen, but let's hypothetically say that this series here, this Latina rom-com, is going to be the best series in the next 1,000 years. There's going to be people that absolutely hate it just because AI is used with it. And there's no other reason. There's no other excuse. That's it. That's the only reason. They will never even read it. They'll never even touch it. They'll only see what the offer said, and that's it, and they'll never go any further. And this is a statement that can be honestly applied to a lot of people when it comes to cultures with different entertainment as well. They make an entire assumption on something before they even try it out. It's kind of like what you have going on with the anime and manga community as of late, where people, want manga and anime to conform to their ideals of what they want when they're really new to it and they don't really understand what anime and manga is about. But anyways, yeah, it's a very long-winded, topic here, as obviously I'm getting into, but I feel like this drama overall is just incredibly dumb. It's just like, yes, I understand why some would call it AI slop or light novel slop, whatever, but it's like, dude, AI is the future. People have used suggestions for a very long time. It's going to be a tool that's going to be able to help in the future, and once again, feel free to disagree me, nothing wrong with that. It is the future, and the author doing this is not necessarily anything, I think, terrible. I don't think he's the devil, so to speak. On top of that, like I said, I've seen a lot of, South Americans, actually happy to see this series exist, so take that as you will. But I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.